Hi there, Jason Yabanich from Create PT Wealth. And look, what I want to do today is I want to just follow up with those of you who attended our workshop, some time ago, a little while ago, and we want to practice what we preach. And so, if you remember back to the workshop, one of the things we said is that you really need to follow up with people and build a relationship, and that's really what my aim is here. And look, for those who are wondering, is it Brad? Was it Jason? Well, it's definitely Jason here speaking to at this point. And like I said, it's very important that we just follow up with the people we've connected with. What we've found over the years is that too many people attend our workshop, they go away, and then we speak to them a year, 2 years, 6 months, whatever it may be later, and they're still in the same position. Now, that's not what we're on about. What we're on about is helping people change their perspective, change their programming, change their results they get in their business. And look, one of the easiest way we do that is just by following up. And I've got a few questions to ask to you today, and they're gentle reminders about what have you done since the workshop. Now, it's very important as coaches, as a coaching and mentoring organization, that we do that. And so, if you're starting to cringe a bit now, that's a good thing because it might just mean you're getting the reminder that you actually needed, because it is too easy just to slip back into the same old, same old. And look, I know if you attended the workshop, you are someone who's very committed and serious about moving yourself forward. Otherwise, you wouldn't have bothered taking 2 days, out of your busy schedule to attend the workshop. Okay, that's one side. Really, what I want to look at and ask you at this point is, what have you actioned since the workshop? Like I said, it's easy just to get back into the same old routine. Now, the point for you to do right now is just to stop and say, exactly what have I actioned since the workshop? What things did I say I was going to put into place that I haven't? On the flip side, maybe you've put a lot of things into place, and it's time to reflect on the results that you've got from that. From the few pointers, the few things that you took away from the workshop, has it been a result? What have you actually identified that has given you some increase, maybe in confidence and ability and some systems and financial, reward for you? What are the things that you've done since the workshop? And the reason it's easy to get back into the same old routine is because for a lot of people, and you'll know this being trainers, change can be challenging and can be an awkward process. And so even though we know what we're doing doesn't serve us, it feels familiar and it feels right. And the problem with that is that we keep beating our head against the wall, the door, until something finally gives. And for us, what we normally see is meeting trainers 6 months later, a year later, and they haven't done anything. And the primal reason why they haven't is because they haven't been able to get out of their own way. And I guess that's what we specialise in helping people to do. So that's a bit of a side note as well. Look, some really clear direction for you here is, have you set some clear goals in place? So if you walked away from the workshop and you really don't have any more clear goals, what your intentions are, keeping in mind we are now into a new financial year. So if you don't have things like what you're actually wanting to earn for this next financial year, what when you're taking holidays, how many hours you'd like to be working. If you don't have any of those things in place, then you're really just going to keep guiding along and drift along and hoping for the best, and that's just called luck. We don't teach luck, we teach actual results. And so what I would recommend you do, and if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed already by hearing these things, going, I don't know where to start, then it's even more reason why you need to get some support. But look, at this point, you need to look at what am I wanting to earn, and there's gross, and then there's profit, and so there's net and gross. So what do you actually want to have in your hand? What do you want to earn? And that's important, because unless you have that figure, then you can't work back to figure out on a monthly basis what it is you need to be doing. So how many PT hours is that? How many new client sales meetings do I need to be having? In order for me to achieve that goal, am I going to be able to do it the way I'm currently doing it, or do I need to hire another trainer? So these are the things that help you, and you need to get very specific with your goals and clear. So set your 12 months goals and then work it back so you can break it down and go, okay, at the 6 month mark, where do I need to be? At the 3 month mark, where do I need to be? At the 1 month mark, so a month moving forward, if I was your coach and I was going to say, okay, we know where you are currently now. We don't want to be having the same conversation a month later and you haven't moved forward at all in any shape or form. So very need very clear goals in place. Next is, look, you'll need to break them into small steps, and once you have the big goal and that's clear in your mind, then you do need to like break it down and look at what are some of the just the very small steps I need to put in place week by week, day to day. And the problem is when people get overwhelmed, they're not sure where to start. They just do nothing, and that's a guaranteed way to move forward. So you really do need to break it down into small steps and look at it. Just this week, if I was just to, you know, practice my sales process even better, feel confident with it. If I was to, look at the ways to increase my charge out rate, how is that going to have an impact on my business? So you need to always break it down to small steps. It's like having a client who'd be severely overweight. You don't just get them to get on the treadmill and run them and flog them for an hour. You got to break it down to very small steps. What's the very first step that they can manage to gain some confidence and start tracking down a new pathway? So just remember that. Next thing is, are you tracking your time versus income? Now we use an Excel spreadsheet. It's a template that all our clients have, and basically what it does is enables you and your coach, or in this case you, to look at your, what you're doing each week. So how many leads have come in, where they come in from, like is it the internet, is it a phone inquiry, is it referral? Out of those leads, how many sales appointments did you do, and then how many did you convert? So you might have had 4 new sales appointments, and out of them you've converted 2. So you'd say your conversion rate's 50%. These stats very much help us look at what areas we're struggling with, because if you were to have 4 sales appointments and you got 1, you'd probably say that's not a great result. Okay, and you'd want to get that up, and then you can look at, okay, well, possibly it's my sales presentation, how I'm feeling during that, my ability to close is not good, and that gives you some feedback back to those small steps of what you really need to work on. Now, if you're just avoiding doing those things, then please don't think you're going to get any greater results in your business. It just won't happen. And also tracking income versus time, it's just a reality check about each month what you're actually earning. If the only time you're checking what you're earning is at come tax time, then unfortunately, again, you're leaving everything up to chance. Next is looking at what is one area you just need to improve in over the next month. So if you look at next month, once again, what is it, if you just focused wholly and solely on that, would you get better at? So once again, is it the sales process? Is it learning about some more systems in your business about tracking your time versus income? Is it about marketing? Is it understanding the process and actually having a system? Is it implementing a customer care process in your business so your current clients are looked after? And from doing that, then, we'll keep them satisfied and even get them referring. So what is it, the one thing you need to improve over the next month? Just write down in a brainstorming style, if this is where you're at, a bunch of stuff that needs to be done, and then pick an area that you feel is the most important for you to work on, and then go from there. If you remember back to one of my sessions on how the mind works, what you may recall is that this diagram, and it was talking about how the mind works and how 10% of your total brain capacity is used up in the conscious part of your brain. So not huge, but it is in some regards. So that's the part of your brain that talks to yourself. And that middle part was the subconscious, and that's what we talked about, a whole bunch of different things: memory, creativity, intuition, and sleep. All those activities happen in there. Also, in that region you get things as pictures and feelings that are associated with all that. Now, also in there we said that it was your programming, so habits, beliefs, and if you remember, a program or a habit or belief is anything that you do automatically without actually having to think about it. And so in amongst there, we've got a bunch of programs and habits that probably don't serve you heading in the direction of how successful you want to be. Then we talked about one of the main key things that you need to get better at in order to start changing those limiting habits and programs and beliefs is learning how to be relaxed under pressure. Because what you find is that under pressure, when pressure is increased, then you'll do naturally what your default position is. And you don't even have to know sometimes these limiting programs or habits that you have. You just have to look for the feeling, and then the feeling what it wants you to do. So some people under pressure, what they do is they shut down, they don't do anything, maybe they feel hopeless, They go into themselves and they don't take any action at all. Other people under pressure, they may react too quick, and so they might not think things through, and they just react to the situation and stop to really think about if what they're doing is right. So all these things vary for different people. The real question is if we can learn to be relaxed when the pressure goes on, we won't get automatically hooked and hijacked by these emotional programming, and instead we'll be relaxed enough to be able to actually do what it is we need to do, take action, stop back and be considered, whatever it may be for the individual. Because remember, if you don't, what happens is that 50 to 60% of your total brain capacity in your subconscious will win every time. So you'll be talking to yourself about, I know I need to get some coaching on, and I just can't afford it, or I know I need to be learning more about marketing, but what you'll find yourself doing is you'll find yourself in another area, maybe reading the paper or watching TV, mowing the lawn, doing anything else but what you know will actually get you the result. And so if you can learn relax to be, when you're under pressure, then that starts to lose, these things start to lose their grip on you. And what you'll notice is that you'll start making better decisions, and that'll go to different programming towards your success. Now, how to relax in 10 seconds or less was what we talked about, and that was one of the key things. However, in the workshop, we didn't get a chance to do that actual exercise. Now, we've had a number of people ask us about how they can get their hands on that training, and this is the actual training and technique and method used with athletes. So I've taught many athletes this, and this process was taught at the Institute of Sport in Canberra to teach athletes how to relax under pressure so they could perform at the highest level. Now, you think about in the sales arena, in conflict, giving presentations, and getting yourself to do anything that could be slightly uncomfortable. This is the process that you absolutely need. Now, I can remember the first time that I went to put my prices up. I had a price rise, and it was going up to $220 per hour. And what I was experiencing as I was going into that meeting was I was very nervous, because the fear of rejection. What if they don't want to pay it? This seems too much. All that stuff is coming up for me. And I realised if I went into the meeting feeling like that, then it was going to be a disaster. So using this process and, and just 3 times a week, doing it for 18 minutes per day was really all it required for me to be able to magically use the process that we teach in this, and you'll learn it as you go through it, and to go from being highly stressed to very relaxed. And the way I presented myself really come across in that confident manner, which is what really people pick up on. And I was able to get that particular business at that time. And I know a few times before that, whenever I had a price increase, I'd seem to lose the sale, and that wouldn't happen. So this process was very profound, very powerful. So in as little as 3 days a week, 18 minutes per day, would you be prepared to invest in that? Now that has equaled not only into a lot of dollars for me, but in the ability to move myself forward and reach my full potential. And so if you would like to get your hands on that particular process, and it has been by request, normally we don't make this available. It's only really for our coaching clients, internship people, and our coaches and mentors that get access to this. But if you'd like to get it, and it is by request from people asking us, then we thought it'd be fair enough to give it to make it available to everyone who's at the workshop. So it's normally $40 if you're going to just purchase that from us. But like I said, we don't really make it available. But for those who attended the workshop, you can grab one of these processes for $20. It'd be an MP3, so once you contact us, it will get sent to you by that. You can download it straight to your iPod and have it wherever you go. All you need to do is simply email Lynn at this email address, lynn@createptwealth.com.au, and say that you want to get how to relax in 10 seconds or less, and she can make that happen for you. She'll get in contact with you and arrange payment. This opportunity is only available to until the end of the week, so you know how we operate. We don't want to make this ongoing, and people contact us months down the track. It's rather something that you'd want to take advantage of, or you don't, and that's cool either way. Just that we've had people contact us about it. What I also recommend is please feel free to go and check out this page, and pretty much it's just some of our other products and services that you may find a benefit to you that we weren't able to mention or run through on the particular workshop, because there was so much content to cover. So if you want to go and check out that, createptwealth.com.au// products, then you'll find some really great information on there. Particularly one is the PT Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. That's a fantastic and a must for anybody who's really serious about generating more leads into their business at a really affordable price. So I recommend you go and check that out. Well, look, that's it for me. I really look forward to meeting and speaking to some of you in the future, and wish you all the best in your business and lifestyle to come.